Hey everyone, Daniel here, and I just finished watching the first episode of the CW's Riverdale show, and I figured I would talk about it because I have another video coming up about Riverdale that I actually started before the show premiered, but still, and secondly because I don't know, I just had some thoughts about it and figured that I would share them with you all. So yeah, let's talk Riverdale. Now, for first things first, I'm not an Archie fan, okay? I've never ever cared about Archie up until the Mark Waid run, the uh, reboot, which I really only checked out because it was Mark Waid and Fiona Staples, and really, like, that was, and really, I just heard a lot of good things about it, so that was the first time, but I read it kind of here and there. I didn't, follow it. I don't buy all the other titles, and my knowledge of Archie is very, very limited compared to other people who have read Archie. So, going into Riverdale, I did not much. I didn't have any feelings like it. I don't have expectations for Riverdale the same way I have expectations for The Flash or Legends of Tomorrow or something like that, where, because those are characters that I really care about. And I'll be honest, this is great. This is exactly what I wanted out of Riverdale. Like, when I heard they were making a dark and gritty Archie, I was like, ah. But then I thought about it and I'm like, wait, the Archie Comics Company has been doing stuff like Afterlife with Archie and Archie versus Predator, Sharknado, just done all this weird stuff with Archie. So it's very clear that the Archie Comics Company is not afraid to change up the character dynamics and kind of go out there with Archie. And I think this is really good, and this is what my video will focus on when I get around to making it. But I think this is like, yes, it's different, and it's not what Archie should be, but for what they're doing, it's great. I mean, it almost feels more like, at times, it feels more like a parody and more like a spoof of those sort of CW teen dramas, and at other times, it actually feels like legit genuine. Which I think really shows what they were going for. And I mean, this is exactly, if you're gonna tell me that you're gonna make a gritty Archie, this is exactly what I want. I mean, it's just like, you know, I mean, this is great. I mean, it honestly is. I know I'm laughing, but I mean, no, it's like, it's actually really good. Uh, so let's talk about the characters. So Archie, I love how the CW shows like The Flash, like they and now this show will address the fact that their characters, like their main characters, have to have like six packs because they like address like why a 15-year-old kid, which first off, nobody in the show looks 15. But I mean, it's a CW show, so duh. Of course, nobody's gonna look 15 because nobody is 15. Can suddenly have a six pack and all that. Um, I can say this: I was not expecting Cheryl Blossom to be the villain of the show, and I say villain, in air quotes, but I mean she kind of is the villain because she's fulfilling that antagonistic role. Um, and by that same token, because honestly, if to me, if you're going to make a villain out of any of the main characters, it's Veronica. I mean, that to me just seems obvious, especially for this kind of show. And I'm pointing up here because my TV is up here, so that's why I'm pointing up there. But that's the thing. It's like this is like so making Veronica would seem like the logical step to have a villain. But no, Veronica is not a villain at all. She's actually a very like surprisingly like interesting character who actually wants to like she's actually legit friends with Betty, which is incredible to see because normally she's jealous of Betty slash rivals with Betty, but no, she's actually like legit friends. And now, granted, this is a CW teen drama, so we'll see how long that lasts. But it's actually a pretty it's a great dynamic to start off with. Now, I think one of the things that a lot of people are criticizing the show for is Miss Grundy and her relationship with Archie, which, I mean, that's one of the more elements that just makes me go, oh, okay, this is a spoof. This is not intended to be a serious like adaptation of the Archie comics mythos and all that. So, it's like, and I like how it's actually one of those things where it's not like she's like trying to like still trying to get in Archie's pants. She's actually trying to distance herself from Archie. That's actually one of the really cool things. Like, that's actually a really good story decision to do. So I really like that. And it adds an extra layer to her. She's not just stereotypical teacher that sleeps with student. So it's like there is that's one thing I really like, is that none of the characters really feel like stereotypes. And that's something that's really good. Also, I really liked the inclusion of Josie and the Pussycats, and making them an all black, which is great, because I'm pretty sure one of the Pussycats, whose name I don't know because, like I said, not well versed in Archie, dated Archie and was black and was like one of the first prominent black characters in Archie. If I'm getting that wrong, please correct me in the comments below, because I probably am, because I'm kind of an idiot and don't know anything about Archie and didn't bother to research anything about Archie. They also set up this mystery with Jason Blossom and him being dead, and someone shooting him, and they set up and because it is kind of a mystery and kind of a crime show, they do set up some potential villains, like some potential murderers, in the form of Betty's mom, who hates, and I actually like that Betty's mom is actually like a character. Like, the parents are actually like real characters in this show, as opposed to just background elements or something. So yeah, there's Betty's mom is one of the suspects, and oh gosh, yeah, Betty's mom is one of the suspects, and possibly Betty's sister could be one of the suspects as well, because they talk about her, like, Betty's sister and her relationship with Jason. We don't get to see her, but I think they kind of set up where she could be introduced as Jason's murderer. Or alternatively, I could see Cheryl being the murderer, because she was with him and all that, and so it's hard to know exactly what they're doing with that. Oh, character I forgot to mention, Kevin Keller is in the show. One of the first, or the first, gay Archie character, very prominent as of recent years, and they're kind of playing him as the stereotypical, he's the gay best friend to Betty, who is also strangely in a relationship with, or seems to be screwing Moose. So I don't know what's going on there, but hey. And so far there are a few characters that we haven't seen, like Hiram Lodge is mentioned, but we haven't seen him yet. Reggie is nowhere to be seen, which I'm kind of surprised. Unless that one guy was supposed to be Reggie, in which case I did not recognize it at all if he was Reggie. He was too nice to be Reggie, so I don't think it was Reggie. So yeah, I don't think we've seen Reggie. And very disappointingly for me, because he's my favorite Archie character, just in what I have seen, we get very little Jughead. And I think that's the biggest problem with this episode, is we don't get Jughead. Like, don't get much Jughead. And that is a shame, because Jughead Jones is the best Archie character ever. He's the best. He's awesome. I want his hat. I'm probably going to find a hat and, like, make a Jughead hat. Like, if I decide to keep doing these, depending on, because actually, I'm actually really enjoying this show, and coming from a kind of an outsider perspective, I probably won't be ranty a lot, which is what would have, could have happened with a lot of the CW Arrowverse shows. So it's so I might continue to do these, and if so, I will wear a Jughead hat, because Jughead is the best, and, Jughead is awesome. I love Jughead so much. He's he doesn't care about anything but food and his best friend. Food and friends. That's all the Jughead really cares about, and that's great. It's he's loyal, but he's honest. He's he'll tell you exactly why you're being dumb, Archie. And it's that's what I want to be. I don't want to be Archie. I want to be Jughead. It's I think I'm the kind of person who lives their life who would try to live their life as a Jughead. So I really like Jughead, and Jughead in this show is also especially great because he's like a writer. He's writing a novel, which is so relatable to me. So it's hey, I like this Jughead. So yeah, it's I really want to see more Jughead, and he's played by Cole Sprouse. So there's that. So weird to see him all just grumpy and all I will say that is a weird thing, is the dynamic between Jughead and Archie is non-existent. It's they hate each other for whatever reason. I think trailers show that he's he knows about Archie and Miss Grundy, but other than that, it's I'm interested to see what happens with him, and whether him and Archie. I mean, I feel by the end of it, they've got to be best friends again, right? I mean, they've got to be best friends by the end of the first season, right? Because they're Jughead and Archie. They can't stay mad at each other forever, But overall, I really enjoyed Riverdale, and I actually kind of want to see more. And I'll be expanding a bit more of my thoughts on it as this show goes on, and in my later video on examining the Archie company and why they're so successful lately. But hey, what did you think about Riverdale episode 1, and what are you looking forward to as the show goes on? Or if you're not interested in seeing the show as it goes on, tell me why. And let me know who you think murdered Jason in the comments below. Let's talk about it all down there, and be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and share this video with friends if you want more. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Sugar. Oh, honey.